I bet you didn't know that 90% of people lost in the wild make a critical mistake in the first 24 hours. Imagine this. You're deep behind enemy lines or lost in a dense forest far from civilization. Hunger gnaws at your belly, frost bites your fingertips, and the nearest safe shelter is hours away. Every decision you make could mean the difference between life and death. Survival is not just about brute strength or modern gadgets. It is about ingenuity, knowledge, and understanding the subtle rules of the natural world. Welcome to Warcraft Survival, where today we uncover some of the most overlooked yet life-saving survival techniques that soldiers, scouts, and adventurers have used for centuries. Before we dive in, remember to like this video, share it with your fellow history and survival enthusiasts, comment your thoughts or survival experiences, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode of real historical survival wisdom. Survival starts long before hunger or cold becomes a problem. The first step is observation. Every landscape tells a story. Moss on trees, for example, often grows on the north side in the northern hemisphere, a subtle compass hidden in plain sight. Animal tracks, broken branches, and patterns in the underbrush reveal the presence of water, predators, and, safe paths. Historically, soldiers who navigated hostile territory relied on this knowledge to travel silently, find hidden streams, and avoid ambushes. It is not instinct alone. It is careful study and constant awareness. By learning to read the land, you transform from a wanderer into someone who moves with the terrain, rather than against it, conserving energy and avoiding unnecessary risk. Water is survival's first priority. During wartime campaigns, soldiers often had to find it where none seemed to exist. Streams, rivers, and rainwater collection are obvious sources, but history teaches us the clever tricks used when these were unavailable. One method involved digging shallow holes along dry riverbeds. Water would seep in from underground channels. In other instances, condensation traps using leaves or cloth could extract moisture from dew. But finding water is only half the battle. Purifying it is crucial. Boiling is the most reliable method, but when fire is scarce, improvised filters using charcoal, sand, and cloth can remove debris and improve taste. These methods are not theoretical. They saved lives in the most extreme circumstances, and mastering them is a hallmark of any competent survivalist. Fire is warmth, safety, and psychological comfort. But what happens when matches are lost or rain soaks your tinder? History is, just full of ingenious methods. Soldiers during World War II, for example, use metal polish or even chocolate wrappers to create sparks when struck against steel. Flint and steel, friction-based bow drills, and carefully dried fungus or cattail fluff all provided ignition. Equally important is tinder preparation. It must be dry, fibrous, and fine enough to catch a spark quickly. Once fire is established, it becomes a tool for cooking signalling, purifying water, and, morale. Each flame a small fortress against the wilderness. Exposure kills faster than hunger. In hostile terrain, knowing how to build an effective shelter can make the difference between survival and, unfortunately, tragedy. You know, historical soldiers often made use of whatever nature provided. Rocks, fallen trees and caves were all used to shield themselves from the wind and rain. And, well, sometimes the simplest techniques were the most effective. Digging a snow trench or using branches to form a lean-to, covered with leaves or even a bit of cloth, could truly be life-saving. Insulation was absolutely key, really. Leaves, pine needles and even moss could be layered to trap precious body heat, sort of mimicking what modern sleeping bags do today. The best shelters were always compact and efficient, designed to hold on to heat without forcing anyone to use up more energy than necessary. Finding food in the wild, well, that's always a challenge. The untrained eye might easily mistake something vital for survival as a toxic hazard, and that could make all the difference out there. Historical manuals were clear: observe, test cautiously, and rely on known plants and fungi. Soldiers in occupied territories often relied on acorns, roots, berries, and edible greens, but always prepared them carefully. Acorns, for instance, needed leaching to remove tannins. Mushrooms had to be identified with absolute certainty, as one mistake could be fatal. Birds, fish and small game supplemented these rations, but knowledge of tracking, traps and simple snares was essential. Survival depended on combining observation with careful, practiced action. Survival is not just physical, it is mental. Fear, panic and indecision are far more dangerous than cold or hunger. Historical soldiers were trained to compartmentalize stress, focus on immediate needs, and ration both supplies and energy. Keeping a routine, maintaining hope, and creating small daily goals kept morale high, even in the harshest conditions. History is, you know, absolutely full of stories where soldiers survived for weeks without rescue. Not because they were stronger, but because they remained calm, alert, and deliberate. Survival knowledge from the past is not, just a relic. It is a toolkit for anyone who respects nature, history, and personal endurance. By studying historical methods, we gain insight into resourcefulness that, honestly, modern convenience has dulled. The ability to read the land, find water, ignite, fire, build shelter, forage safely, and maintain mental fortitude. These are skills that every history enthusiast and survivalist should really strive to master. If you found value in these survival strategies, remember to subscribe to Warcraft Survival, share this video with your fellow enthusiasts, and comment below with the survival tip you are most excited to try. Every episode is a step closer to mastering the lessons our ancestors relied upon to survive and, well, thrive in the harshest conditions. Stay updated for more videos every week. Subscribe or follow so you never miss out on our latest survival content.